Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Carib Royale Orlando as MVP and Box Lab presents a night of world-class boxing action. We are set for the opening bout of tonight's card. Please welcome to the ring, Michael Manna.
Starting.
Manna, fighting out of the Steel City. It's Michael Manna, 7-5 record. He's got 4 knockouts. And Dan Canobio, who's from West Virginia, right?
Went to West Virginia.
You went to same thing. You don't like these folks from Pennsylvania, do you?
It's one of the biggest rivalries in college football, and now we extend it to the square circle tonight. Michael Manna from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Got a late start to his career. 2018, he was 36 years old.
His opponent making his way to the ring, Zach Randolph.
In American college football, the rivalry between Pitt and West Virginia is about as rough and rumble as you could possibly want. Here comes Zachary Randolph from Fairmont, West Virginia.
They make him tough out there in West Virginia, coal mining country. Zach Randolph got 9 big wins. Started his career winning 6 of 7, so we got ourselves a nice little brawl here.
Nicknamed the Razorback, which I thought was from Arkansas way.
Our opening bout of the evening is scheduled for 6 rounds of action in the Cruiserweight division. Your judges scoring the action from ringside, Shami Shipman, Tina Griffith, and Rose Lascinde. Your referee, once the action begins, Christopher Young. Introducing first, the man standing to my left and fighting out of the red corner. He steps between the ropes this evening wearing white trimmed in red and green. He weighed in for action at an even 191 pounds. His professional record, 7 victories opposite 5 defeats with 4 wins via knockout. Fighting out of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Bull, Michael Manna. His opponent awaits and fights this evening from the blue corner. He steps between the ropes tonight wearing black trimmed with red and white. His official weight, 186 3/4 pounds. His record, 9 victories opposite 3 defeats with 1 draw. Fighting out of Fairmont, West Virginia, Zach the Razorback Randolph.
Jimmy, you see your strip in the dressing room. That tough, clean fight. When the commands all the time, protect yourselves all the time. Touch them up. All right.
So these guys scheduled for 6 rounds. Cruiserweight, maximum 190 pounds. Heavy hitters, not quite heavyweights, but they can still bring it. These guys have combined for 7 knockouts and 16 wins.
Right.
Great intimate venue here, which will get more and more full throughout the night as we count down the moments to the return of Jake Paul. Here we go. Zachary Randolph, the Razorback, wearing the black trunks, blue gloves, and the Pittsburgh Bull in the red, white, and green.
It's Michael Manna coming out, establishing that jab early. Moving around there, 41 years old, Todd. Got his start in the game in 2018, so we got a late start into the sport. That's Manna. Both fighters kind of feeling each other out here in the first round.
Well, they're just happy to be on this card, trying to make a name for themselves, trying to get noticed, even at their advanced age. It's like Dan at the local bar. Younger women, you're older, but you still feel that you can, make your way around, get some attention.
Who told you that? Who told you that, Todd?
The security here at the Carib Resort. So the Razorback, the one on the front foot right now.
He's applying pressure, Randolph, but Hasn't really let his hands fly yet. It's just trying to get the range. There's a nice jab.
Just from the body language, it seems that Zach Randolph is a little more skilled. But Manna from the Steel City, you know it's going to take a lot to get him out of there. Although he does have 5 losses in his 12 bouts.
Good body work from Randolph.
High guard there from Manna, wearing those red gloves, trying to find a way in. Seems awfully square though, Dan.
It does, and both guys hammer into the body early. Something you like to see. Don't see it too often at this level of the sport, but it's appreciated.
Well, hey, in our main event tonight, I know you broke down a lot of tape, and it seems that Andre August's go-to is either the right or left side of the body.
Yeah, his last fight against Brandon Martin, he landed over 30 body shots in the first round. He cut off the ring. That's Andre August, and so you can do that in our main event later tonight.
Wade Clemens joining us here ringside.
I'm here, guys.
Welcome, Wade.
How we doing? I heard Razorbacks and almost pig sueyed. I was right there. I was waiting on it.
Digging to the body with the left hook. Nice job there from Zach Randolph. Already some deep breaths from Michael Manna, which is not a good thing when you're in round 1.
Now, Todd, you know, Randolph's been walking forward pretty much the entirety of the round. For a guy that's been on the back foot and Manna to be already kind of breathing heavy like that, 6 rounds going to be a long one here.
Yeah. And that body work will obviously add up here for Zach Randolph, who's having a good moment here at the end of round 1. Left hook to the ear. And Manna already looking a little unsteady.
Good stuff from our guy from West Virginia. Came in there, went to the body early, which I love. He found that range, and he let his hands go in the second half of the round.
Listen, Dan, I know you went to West Virginia, but you ain't got to throw the accent on every time you say it.
I don't know where that actually came from. I'm a New Yorker through and through. I just maybe went back to my...
There's our guy right there at West Virginia.
Wait,
my college roots.
Take us through the process of you deciding to go to West Virginia.
It was pretty much the only school that let me in. Like, I applied to a bunch. They wrote back right away, and then I was off. I was gone.
You were there. What was your major?
I don't remember exactly.
Soybean farming?
Yes, exactly. Lighting couches on fire after big football wins,
which was few and far between. So it's a
wow.
It's a time to do it, you know.
Tennessee guy over here.
That's right, baby. Go Big Orange.
At least you guys went to big D1 schools. I went to a Division II school that I don't even think was fully accredited.
How about Manna? He's got Steve Cunningham in his corner.
The man who famously dropped Tyson Fury.
That's right. 2014.
USS Cunningham, former world champion. Good to see him happy and healthy. Round 2, let's see if Zach Randolph can pick up where he left off.
And it's all coming off the jab, guys. Started the same way in round 1, and like you said, Dan, he picked it up later in that second half of the round, but it's all starting off that lead hand.
You know, you got to give credit to a guy like Michael Manna at his age. He's 7-5. He's doing this not for money, not for fame. He's doing this for the love of the sport.
He just landed a nice right hand that got the attention of Randolph.
He just likes to fight.
Oh, baby, they're in a phone booth now.
Yeah, Manna very flat-footed, though.
I like the fire, though. Coming out in round 2, you need to change things up for sure. Corner was definitely in his ear about, hey, let's get a better start to this round and not let this thing overwhelm us a bit. There's, again, that lead hand, that lead hook. Successful for Randolph pretty much the entirety of the fight. It's been there all night.
Now, wait, tonight, Jake not fighting at cruiserweight. I believe it's a catch weight of 200?
99, but yes, 200.
So these guys cap at 190. But these are about the size of the guys in our main event tonight, Andre August and Jake Paul. Ooh, good body shot there from Manna. Could hear that one.
Manna's piecing him up this round. He's finding a lot more pockets there to let his hands fly. It's because Randolph is also like not moving around in there. He's willing to stand in the center of the ring.
Yeah, this is just, to me, can Randolph be patient enough just to put this guy away in the latter rounds? Or is he going to stand there and take some abuse along the way? Because Manna's already gasping for air.
I don't think Randolph needs to do that. I think if he stuck to that jab and moved around in there, it could make things a lot easier for himself. But you know, maybe he wants that type of move around.
They both let their hands fly. It seemed that Zachary got the best.
And you know what happened there is Manna has gone to the body with that lead hand, that lead right hand over and over. You're seeing a welt on the left side of Randolph's body, and then he decides to go upstairs with that one, and it's connected.
It's hard to get a lot of power, though, Dan, when you're someone like Michael Manna and your feet just are planted. You're flat-footed.
He's very, very flat-footed. He's not getting any torque, any leverage on those shots. But I'll tell you what, who liked this leverage right here, this range, I should say. He'll stand in this center a lot of the field and eat all those punches, but it's the type of fight that he probably wants.
Yeah. Manna would love to just be able to put his head right in the chest of Zachary and fire to the body like that.
Great work right there, man.
It's a good bounce-back round from Manna.
That one hurt. That one hurt him.
That one hurt.
That one hurt him. You could see the right arm drop down.
10 seconds.
Michael Manna, I'm telling you, that second round, fantastic work there.
Took a lot of punches, gave out a lot of punishment too. Good bounce back round for him. Don't think he won the round, but he got himself somewhat back into the fight.
The question is, how many of those rounds does he have? Because that was a lot of output, and we already saw the first round and maybe a bit of a slower start, but also breathing heavy. And Randolph looked like that last bit of the round, those last 30 seconds, he started to turn the pace up a little bit. This third round is going to be more important to me to see how much can Michael Manna keep that up.
What a schedule we've had here in December on DAZN, and it just keeps getting better. Next weekend, Saudi Arabia, Anthony Joshua, Otto Wallin, and Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. That's just the co-main and the main. Dan, you've been in this sport since you were a little baby. Have you ever seen a card as deep as the one we're going to show you next week?
No, it's hard to find one. You go back into the history books, but that is a big one. AJ Wilder on the same card.
Don't forget Bivol there, Daniel Dubois, Big Baby Miller. The names just keep going. We're in round 3 here.
We'll see in this round if Randolph will use his legs. He's the younger fighter, fresher fighter. I'm trying to figure out why he's just going to stand right in front of Manna.
Essentially allowing Michael Manna to do what he wants. Stand in the middle and throw.
It might be a little bit of machismo where he's thinking, man, I can get this guy out of there. I'm way more skilled. I'm younger. I'm fresher. I'm in better shape. I don't need to do all that stuff to beat him.
But you got to use those skills, right? If you're way more skilled, let's see it right here. Use those feet. Move around. Set your shots up. Don't just stand in the middle and trade with a guy that you know wants to stand in the middle and trade with you. Starting to see it.
Yeah, he's more active. He's more precise. But it seems like maybe Manna can hit a little harder when he sits down on a punch.
But that right there,
boy,
we're starting to see.
Yeah.
That fatigue is all over the face and body of Michael Manna right now, which is what I thought may happen here in this third round.
Yeah, when he swings and misses, he is exposed.
You got to figure Randolph's going to time one of those lead rights. Try to go down to the body one more time.
I tell you what, some good action from cruiserweights.
And as this round goes on, like I said, time and time again, when you see cruiserweights, explosion early, how long can you keep it?
Right,
it's going to be interesting to see from both guys, especially Manna.
That's what separates the good fighters from the elite, is that gas tank. You're carrying around all that extra weight. That's what makes Usyk so dangerous. Guys like that can throw 80, 90 punches in the later rounds.
What allows him to do that over 10, 12 rounds? Is it just, like you said, footwork, conserving energy? Is it not throwing all that into these punches? Because Usyk, like you said, he makes it look easy, man.
It's all the above.
Oh, nice uppercut to finish off that flurry from Manna. I mean, Randolph's getting the better of him in this round, no doubt about it, but Manna still has his moments.
Tough guy, man.
It's because Randolph is, once again, standing right in range. Standing right in range. If Manna had a little more on those punches, then Randolph would be in a little more trouble.
Like you said, Dan, I'm surprised that he's not walking Manna onto a shot here, right? Using that jab to walk Manna onto it, because, look, Manna will chase him around this ring as long as he wants to. He just needs to find a way to bait out one of these shots, step back, and throw the big one.
There's a body shot from Manna, clubbing blow, and a swing and a miss from Randolph to end round 3.
Nice little fight heating up here. First fight of the night. Got to be the toughest fight of the night, you got to figure, right? Would you rather be first fight of the night, Todd, or last?
Well, last means main event.
And you get paid more.
So I'd probably be on the first because that'd be the worst. You know, I want to get embarrassed by as few people watching as possible. So I want to be right out there, first fight of the night.
Yeah, there's that lead right that's been there all night for Randolph. Towards the end of that round, he used his legs a little bit. I mean, maybe he's just not that type of fighter. Maybe he just wants to stand in the phone booth all night.
That's been Michael Manna's best combinations, that lead right hand to the body, then going straight to the uppercut behind it. He's landed it time and time again.
Look for that body. Don't even worry about the head. Take it down.
I mean, if you're Randolph, you know that combination's coming. There has to be a counter ready. Has to be. Has to be able to adjust in this round. This is a separator round right here.
Cunningham saying, go to the body, go to the body. Forget the head.
Round 4 scheduled for 6. If you're just tuning in, hello and welcome as we count down towards our main event tonight. Jake Paul and Andre August. This is Zachary Randolph taking on Michael Manna, Cruiserweight contest. The Razorback versus the Pittsburgh Bull. It's been pretty competitive. Seems like Randolph's winning these rounds, but Manna is certainly getting his shots in.
He's tough. Manna is very tough. Comes from Pittsburgh, lunch pail type of city, and he's putting in that type of performance tonight. Willing to trade just like that.
This is the problem, though, guys. This is the problem. Look at Randolph standing right in front of him, knowing this is all he wants to do and possibly can do, and allowing it to happen. Again, Todd, you talked about it. Maybe a bit of machismo, right? Maybe a bit of pride on the line here. Again, two guys that are active. I understand it, but strategy dictates. Use that jab, man.
He's got a paw on that right there. He's not really committing to it.
But that's a moment right there.
And Wade, if you know a guy is going to work your body, and that's all he wants to do, he probably heard Cunningham going, just work his body. If you know that's his only goal, how do you defend it? What do you do?
Well, it's easy to stay out of range with his jab. That's why I've been sitting here saying it for the last 4 rounds, to be able to jab and create distance for things like that, the big swings and misses, even if it is to the body, and then line up those counter shots. Staying in range, even with a guard, high or low, you're just allowing yourself to be manipulated to get into these back and forths that are not.
You know, Manna may be a little bit like Derek Chisora, where he just looks gassed every round, even though he's not. Because I thought he was done after round 1.
But again, what is he? He's not really having to move around too much. They're planting feet and throwing.
Yeah.
This plays right into his game.
And you wonder, maybe 1 or 2 judges have given him a couple of these rounds, because he certainly landed some power punches.
He's landed some different makers, for sure. To the body upstairs.
Yeah, that uppercut to end his combinations.
He's throwing just straight arm punches now. Before that, that's a nice right.
And you see Zachary's trying to sit down on his punches now.
You can see the difference in Randolph. He's sitting down on his shots. It's Manna throwing those arm shots, obviously breathing heavy. And when he misses, he is wide open, and Randolph hasn't made him pay yet.
He hasn't really made him miss too much yet, either, to make him pay on the back end. But once, like you said, Dan, once they're at range and you can see the skills from Randolph, it's pretty clear.
Ooh. Again, Manna seems to be getting better almost every round.
He's throwing an uppercut coming out of his combination that has landed consistently.
Oh, straight right through the guard from Zachary Randolph.
And oftentimes the judges, they see that last punch of the combination. The man is hitting that right uppercut.
Oh, left hook and a doozy from Randolph.
Right hand.
It buckled him a little bit, man. It needs that bell to ring, and it does.
But wait, why did that right hand land? What did he do before it?
Jab.
Step up with the jab.
The jab was there, man. The problem I was going to say, too, Manna is causing a little bit of problems with a little bit of stance switching. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but a lead right hand becomes a back right hand. And Randolph trying to adjust to it is having some problems. But, yeah, the jab lands, and he lands a left hook, jab, right hand.
Coming up tonight is the return of Jake Paul taking on Andre August in this very unique environment here at the Crib Royale. And by the way, they have set a record the biggest gate in Orlando boxing history, passing Miguel Cotto, who fought in this city.
I mean, Orlando, you have a new record setter. Stand up. Jake Paul 10's a new record. Listen, anytime the man comes into your city, he's going to sell tickets. Tonight we're here to see him. First pro, well, second pro, I guess Tommy Fury, but first pro that he says is his toughest challenge. We'll see what happens.
It's interesting. Jake says he's my toughest challenge, and I'm going to knock him out in the first round.
He's got a lot of confidence. We talked to him yesterday after the weigh-in. He was oozing confidence, energy, starting this new phase of his career, he's calling it.
Let's see if Manna's hurt from the end of that round 4.
He's throwing a lot of punches. Oh. He came out round 5 letting his hands go, Manna.
That's 2 left hooks that have landed clean right there.
And he's becoming more and more of a heavy bag right in front of Randolph.
But that's where it starts. Again, I know I just keep saying it ad nauseum, but that jab is going to give him room. He hasn't had room to operate. And when he does get room, he lands big shots that buckle the legs a bit.
His best punch of the fight arguably came at the last second of the last round, where he set it up with a very stiff jab. I think we'll go back, he'll watch the tape and realize, oh, maybe I should have threw that jab a little more.
Or maybe he thinks you're an idiot.
You know, he's not really seeking out my advice, but if he does, I'll tell him, lose the Razorback shorts, go to blue and gold.
Nah, we got to keep the Razorbacks.
No, maybe he says,
from
listen,
West Virginia.
Why do I need more jabs and winning every round against this guy?
Well, we think. I can't wait to see the scorecard if it goes the distance.
Oh, there's a big, nice right hand.
It would have made his job, I think, tonight a lot more easy. That's the counter to it. It would have made the job a lot more easy. But some guys, hey, man, get me in the firefight.
Keep talking about the jab or lack thereof. Manna's not even trying to throw a jab. He's leading with hooks. He's leading with body shots.
Doesn't have to. The door's wide open, right?
Yeah.
He's walking right in the door. It's open.
Swelling under both eyes of Michael Manna.
Just sitting down. Now some hammers coming out.
Nice combination right there.
Hammers coming out.
Nice sequence.
You're right, Wade. I can't. Is he a southpaw or is he orthodox? He's a little of both, standing so square.
Shades of Terrence Crawford. Switching stances here in Orlando.
You just compared Michael Manna to Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
We'd like you to leave commentary for a few minutes, please. Go drink a
Sweet
Celsius.
signs.
Come back.
I also like the Italian flag on his trunks.
Well, he's not the Raging Bull. He's the Pittsburgh Bull.
Italians are hot right now. Tommy DeVito leading my Giants 3 straight wins. See, Randolph's using his legs a little bit here, but he's not doing it all. But when he does use his legs, he becomes a lot more harder to hit.
Nice elusiveness there from Zach.
It does feel like Razorback's gotten in a bit of a rhythm as we've gotten into the 4th and now 5th round, even though, again, Manna, tough, man. Michael Manna, tough guy, putting up a fight and landing lead hands, but it does seem like Razorback's starting to figure it out.
Oh, man, his arms are low now. This could be the beginning of the end. If Zachary Randolph can continue to clip Manna.
Be saved by the bell here, Todd.
Body a little bit, it's tired. All right, come hammer. Turn for body shot. Okay, you all right?
You inside, boom. That hook, the fucking right hook in the southpaw position.
There's that right from Manna because Randolph's staying right there in range. And this was towards the end of the round.
Touch him up, last round.
Where it looked like Randolph staggered him. Maybe if it goes to 30, 40 more seconds, might be the end of the fight.
Back is out. Red corner. Blue corner. All right, last round, Jimmy. You fight hard, fight clean. You're doing a great job. Back up, back up, back up.
So this is the 6th and final round, which has been a pretty entertaining scrap. It looked like Manna might get blown out, but he's hung in there and has gotten his offense in occasionally, but Zachary Randolph clearly in the lead here. Manna needs something special.
just toughness, man.
Yeah.
Pure toughness right here through 6 rounds.
Like I said early on, I mean, Manna's in there for the love of the game. He loves the sport. He knows he's not going to be a world champion.
And you heard the corner between rounds. This is what they were talking about, the lead right hook. It's been successful all night for Michael Manna. He's gone back to it time and time again, and in the start of this round, he lands it twice to open up.
I'd like to see Randolph step on the gas pedal. Maybe he can get a stoppage here. Manna was hurt towards the end of that round, but every time he looks like Manna's about to be out, he comes back and fires the right hand just like that.
And I was going to say, the reason I feel like he doesn't step on that gas is because every time they trade, Dan, it seems like Michael Manna lands the bigger shot.
Well, it's obvious Randolph trying to get this guy out of there. Randolph has 3 KOs in his 9 wins. Wants to up that 33% KO ratio.
Body shots are just hear them through our headsets.
I mean, it's obvious Manna has cement blocks for feet, but still has had success.
And hands, because he's not really putting any legs behind some of those shots, and they're still clubbing blows.
A little low.
Oh, man.
These are thunderous shots now from Randolph.
Look at that, just a complete arm punch off the lead hand, but it has got some heat behind it, man.
Ooh, that was a right hand that could have done some damage from Manna. Seems like Zach's fighting a little bit better here in this round, getting his shots in, but why stay in there and hang around? Get out of the range.
That's been the story all night for Randolph, is willing to stay in this range, willing to stand in the phone booth, not use his jab, not dance around a little bit at times.
I mean, maybe it's a play for, breaking a guy with your pace, and he's certainly been on the front foot the entirety of this fight outside of just standing in the middle and trading, so it may just be a case of that. But like I said, the win probably would have been an easier night out for Zach Randolph had he just been more active with the lead hand.
"30 seconds to go here in Orlando. First prelim bout of the night."
Good shot right there. Solid body shot from Razorback.
These exchanges are lethal. Started off in the first round, right through to the 6th. Didn't think we'd be seeing a 6th round on the final bell.
I didn't either.
That's the toughness of Mr. Manna.
10 seconds, let him go. This is for the bell.
Credit to both these guys, though, for putting on an entertaining bout here.
Wow.
Well done.
Good job, Jimmy. Good job.
Good fight, man. Great fight.
Wait, did you give Manna a round?
In between, I think either round 2, because I thought he came back and really started the round strong, but those last 30 seconds in between there might have swung the round for Randolph, but if I had to give him one, it would be round 2.
So will it be West Virginia or Pennsylvania?
I'm thinking West Virginia.
Country home? Or country roads take me home?
I thought Randolph did the better work, more consistent. Even in those exchanges, he was landing more shots. I don't know if it was the more powerful ones, like that came from Manna. But I think Randolph did enough to get his 10th win, Todd.
Since you lived in West Virginia for a while, I'll ask Wade this. Wade, what is the more state-centric, iconic song? I'm from Alabama. Is it Sweet Home Alabama?
Yeah.
Or is it Country Roads for West Virginia?
If you're talking state-centric, it's Sweet Home Alabama. If you're talking worldwide, more people probably know Country Roads.
Country Roads comes on last call every bar, universal.
Semisonic's Closing Time is right up there.
That's another banger.
There you go.
A banger.
If we're talking state-centric, I'm going to do this again because I'm a Tennessee homer. Rocky Top's got to be in there, bro. Rocky Top is
Yeah, but that's not something here on the radio.
In Knoxville, Tennessee.
Well, of course.
On a Monday morning, taking the kids to
that
school.
happen in Knoxville, Tennessee that don't happen anywhere else. As we jump into these highlights, Dan.
Yeah, it was all Randolph. I thought, obviously, we talked about how he could have done more if he would have used that jab, but when he did land in these exchanges, he was landing the cleaner, harder shots. Manna was willing to stand there and trade. This guy's very, very tough, but he'll probably come out with another loss in his career.
All right. Hey, win or lose, at least Michael Manna's got some cool slow-mo replays to show his kids and grandkids one day. That uppercut, that was a doozy.
Counter lead hand as well. Phenomenal.
Oh, I'll see it after the fight.
So our first fight of the night about to be wrapped up, and then 2 more before our main card starts at 7:30 Eastern. Mike Markham, our ring announcer, has the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. Tina Griffith scores the bout even at 57-57. Shemi Shipman has it 60-54. Rose Lascend scores it 58-56 in favor of your winner by majority decision, Zach the Razorback Randolph.
So one judge has it even, and the other judge gives Randolph all 6 rounds.
And the voice of reason had it 58-56. Either way, hey, the right guy seemed to have won, and Manna at the same time was given credit for what he did.
Yeah, I think that's the big takeaway here. Yes, it may have been a fight that Zachary Randolph won more rounds in, but some of those close rounds, you have to take pride in that if you're Michael Manna. Your toughness, you stayed in there. Even in times where he was hurt, he kept back, kept coming forward.
So Zachary Randolph gets his 10th professional win as we look one final time at the highlights from this Cruiserweight 6-rounder.
Again, it was the jab that set up the big shots. Outside of that, it was a phone booth fight, the entirety of the fight. And Michael Manna had some great moments, man. But ultimately, the volume, the pace, and the night go to the Razorback, Zach Randolph. Well, Billy Joe there, too. So where are you throwing that right hand, big fella? Oh!
When you're watching now the replay, maybe we are seeing a closer fight there. Because Manna did have some moments, too. So a lot of those, well, 2 of the judges thought it was a lot closer than what we saw. 60-54 was pretty wide. 50-56, accurate.
Good fight to start the night.
And there's a couple nice photographs of Zach Randolph, our winner. Look at that, you win, you get your name in lights, Dan.
Love that. That set is mint.